Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. You all hear me? As you can see, Ganesh sir is so generous. Whatever he says of studying together shows his modesty. We all know, we've been seeing Ganesh sir, speak. Friends, what can I say? To be in the space which is enriched by the greats, by the nobles, by the scholarly, and energized by the seekers, patronized by very, very thoughtful organizations. All this energy is so positive for everyone who's here. I can only say that it is a blessing to be in this time, in this space. We all know that everything is a blessing of God. But how do we thank God? Our way is by loving His creation and showing utmost respect to all His creation. And here at this space, I shall start with showing my deep respects, loving respects to our mentor, guide, friend, philosopher, our son. Parents are seeking respect, and blessings from the son for... and I have no words, sir. And also Arundhati ji and CIF for creating this. Our very, very dear friend, a lovely dancer whom we adore, Rama Bharadwaj, and our young scholarly friends, Arjun, Hari, and Shashikiran, and all the wonderful, wonderful art lovers here, thinkers here and students. It's a great pleasure for me. This is not a lecture demonstration, but this is just a humble sharing of some madness that we have indulged ourselves with. There are no claims done here. There is no flags hoisted for any style or anything. Before we go to the presentation, I just have to say about our connectivity. Our connectivity to these greats, Maharshi Vyāsa Vālmīki Kālidāsa, has been like every average Indian who's raised in South Indian family, where we grow up listening to Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra or reciting Vishnu Sahasranama Stotra, listening to countless Ramayana stories, Mahabharata stories from grandparents, parents, and learning music, dance, and all that. But as we grow up, and when this becomes a study material, what we observe is how they're all interconnected. Everything is so well connected, and you start seeing this and you start relishing it even more. Our Natya Veda is the essence of the Vedas, and Vyasa Maharshi, who is the compiler of the Vedas. We are told in Natya Shastra, Ganesh sir should correct me if I'm right, in one of the chapters, it is said that Bhārata Muni taught this Natya Shastra to 100 of his sons, his disciples, other sages. And the names are mentioned, one of the name is sage Valmiki. And so you see the connection, as I'm talking from the dance point of view. And then we are dancing stories of Ramayana, songs, Tyagaraja Kritis, Tulsidas compositions, in our solos, duets, and then in our Sanchari Bhava, we are depicting stories from Ramayana and all that. And then you see that they're all so connected, just not for dance only, even into our lives, in our customs, in our tradition, in our festivals. It is such a beautiful feeling. And then this morning, Ganesh sir was mentioning about places. We had the greatest fortune to be in places like Kurukshetra, and then you're standing there. Ganesh sir is explaining, here is where the war happened, and here is where Bhagavad Gita the sermon was given at this place. And then you see, oh my God, you are in that era, you go to that place. Then you go to Himalayas. We had the fortune to go to Himalayas, Gangotri, Yamunotri, in the different prayags. And Ganesh sir would say, here is where Rama, Lakshmana, Sita crossed the Ganga, and Guha just took them. And that's where Chitrakuta and Panchavati they went into. And then you see, and then you are in Pandava village, the village of the Pandavas. And then you say, here only Pandavas went to Swargarohana in Satopant near. And then we are sitting there. This is Vyāsa Guha, where Bhārata was written. And then we are there, our foreheads touching that ground. In Vrindavana we go and we say, here is where Rasalila happened, Krishna played. And then the first thing Rajendra and do, dham, we put our head on that on that mud. And then we say, my God, the thrill that we get in that connection, how what we see there is real. What you read in Mahabharata, Ramayana, we go to Kailas, Mount Kailas, and say, Shiva must be here somewhere, oh Nandi must be here somewhere. Parvati took her bath in Manasarovara, and you're standing there looking at all these places. So, these places, these spots are real. It is true. And what is real in life is what is seen as an exalted imitation in art. And what creates that art? It is first the feeling. Feel, when we actually feel for it. And then all the knowledge systems that is poured in reveals all that creativity, all that development of a subject and how we can portray it on stage. So, like Ganesh sir said, visiting places, feeling. I am sure even Ramayana, as you all know, was created because of feeling. How Vālmīki Maharshi felt the emotions. How Mahabharata was felt. How Kālidāsa, who was in search to find the truth. And through all those various works, he was finding the truth. So, artistic works become a media to explore and understand the self. So this is what Rajendra and our journey has been. I said it's a mad journey. We are trying to understand what do we like. Hey, at different point of time, we love different things. At one stage, it is a sense of achievement. When we are younger, oh, we want to achieve this. We want to be seen here, seen there. And then it starts speaking to us. Everything Ganesh sir already told, how art starts speaking to us in different ways and we start looking at it in a different way. And so this connectivity has been our very, very tiny experience where some threads we have taken from the works and have been exploring through our dance works, dance expressions, in our solos. Tomorrow we are presenting some of the solos, Kumara Sambhavam and duets in Raghuvamsha, and also some, the Doha, the tradition and all. Tomorrow we'll be presenting as one dancer, as two dancer, how we explore these stories, these emotions. In the larger presentation, in the theatrical, how we bring together the group and try to tell a story. First of all, for myself and Rajendra, our indulgence with art for the public is entertainment. It has to be entertaining. People have to go home forgetting the time that they spent. They must be transported into another world, into a better world, a world full of beauty, joy, celebration, everything sublimating into one aha experience and go home. So that has been our thought of why we should create anything. If we sit in an auditorium, and what do we like to see? How do we like to feel as Rasikas? Is how we are trying to portray as Kalavida. So, Ganesh sir has also mentioned, it is so important to relish everything that is there. And dance is not easy. There are so many components that come inside. to form. There is Sahitya, there is Sangeeta, there are movements, there are emotions, there is Auchitya, appropriate use of certain ingredients. We have the 4 modes of communicating through Angika, through the gesture of the body, through Vachika, use of sound, through Aharya, appropriate costume, lighting, everything that enhances. And the most important of all, Satvika. And our journey has been in solos, in duets, where there is less of all these other elements of Aharya and, Aharya mainly with, presentation when it comes to more, we go deeper into Satvika. When it comes to a group presentation, how we expand the expressions into Angika and then fill it up. At the end, the result should be the same, Rasa, which they have shown us the path. Bhārata Muni has shown us the path. Ultimately, it should be that rasa, creation of that. So whatever it takes for a solo, for a duet, or for, as I said, again, I am specifying these because we have been working in those areas, and you will also see samples of it in the choreography, how it has been dealt with. So I will be sharing with you 3 of our works. To begin with, we'll start going from the late Kālidāsa, and then we'll go to Mahabharata, Vyāsa Muni, and then we'll go to Adikavi. Reverse, in the reverse order. So we had this session of Abhignana Shakuntalam, with Ganesh sir, and what a work, what a work. When sir explains something, it is so picturesque. It is so picturesque that we don't need to read that. I'm sorry, sir. It's not against the work that, we don't have that knowledge to go through original works of Sanskrit, but people like sir and now Arjun and all are there, Shashi, who can share those information with us. And we had the great fortune to, study Abhignana Shakuntalam. We took one portion of that. How these works have led into many other exploration. In terms of dance, I can say the works of these greats are like Margi, which has inspired so many Deshi styles. But Natya Shastra inspired the Deshi styles in dance and other performing art. But their Margi has penetrated into art, life, philosophy, culture, everything, which is so great. It's so great. Can we ever do justice to that? Not. However, how and what we have to choose is, again, it's left to the individuals. We chose that which is easy and beautiful, Shringara, which is the Rasaraja, and here we took Sambhoga Shringara, the union, love, in union, Dushyanta and Shakuntala's romance. Ellarkum pidikum, romance. Hero, heroine, love pandrana, aha, beautiful. Anna, how we can introduce dramatic elements into that? Of course, there are pages of description as to how Shakuntala was, how friendly she was with nature, how she would speak to the flowers, how she was so tender, how she wouldn't let anybody come and then disturb the surrounding there. Even when Dushyanta came, that amazing shloka is there. I don't know the shloka by heart. When he came chasing, how the deer which was eating the grass, how it turned, and how the grass that it was eating was all, falling away, and it was jumping. And so here we have used the leaves of Vidyudbhranta, of Mrugapluta, all these from the Natya Shastra we have adapted. The angle that we have given here is keeping to the story, how as a choreographer we have to give our interpretation to a story and delineation of that episode. So Shringara, if we take, everything has to be conducive to this. the trees, the flowers, the breeze, the animals, everything that come as Uddipana Vibhavas that enhance the mood. And Alambana Vibhava is the cause, Dushyanta and Shakuntala meeting. Now, what was the cause of Dushyanta and Shakuntala to meet? Everybody knows the story. It was that bee. So we wanted to show the entire romance of Dushyanta and Shakuntala through the eyes of the bee. So that was the story that we took through the eyes of the bee. So you will see how the bee is also taken the Shringara Bhava within and is seeking for honey to a bunch of flowers. And these flowers are filled with Shringara, and they're so proud of being in Shringara. They are so proud of being, beautiful. And they mock at him and they refuse. And so the bee says, "Oh, you think you are beautiful? I have seen the most beautiful of all flowers, Shakuntala." Here I have seen the most beautiful of all flowers. Here it is the tenderness of Shakuntala, the beauty of Shakuntala. When Shakuntala comes, it is the fragrance. Her personality is so. And so we have used like that. And he creates a curiosity amongst the flowers, and they want to know more about who this person is. So this has been our take on the story, how we develop the story. And he creates, "Oh, she is like this, she is like that, her hands are like the creepers, her walk is like the swan," and so on. He goes on describing her. And our Ganesh sir has written the Sahitya in Sanskrita so beautifully. Neela Kuntalam, Kutila Kuntalam, Chatulam, Balam, and so on. The song will come. You don't remember, sir? Yeah. Most beautiful Sahitya he has written. So that's how we introduce the story of Shakuntala, the entry of Shakuntala. And when Shakuntala comes, the bee wants to take the attention of Shakuntala, who is not looking at it. Here, we have played where the nature is looking at her. She is looking at him, looking at the nature, but she doesn't know their conversation. I don't know if some of you have seen Toy Story, the movie Toy Story. In the movie Toy Story, Pixar movie, the toys come to life and they're discussing the master, the life of the master. And the master is there with the toys. The master doesn't see what's going on, but the toys have life. And here, every flower, every animal, the bee, everything is full of life. So we have given human emotions. Their jealousy, their mocking, their love, their hasya, all these things that you will see. And then, as you know the story, the bee will come and approach Shakuntala, and Dushyanta will come and swat the bee, and then they see and they fall in love. This is all we have shown. But how it is done plays a very important role. The use of technique, the creation of music, the use of Sahitya. We have used a lot of Karanas. I will go to the demonstration maybe and start, pausing it there and then showing. So, this is presented in a musical style, not the traditional dance drama kind of musical where they have, where we have seen Ramayana, Mahabharata in a very classical costume and all that. This is more recent, Kālidasa's time. So Kālidasa's time, he is a big Rasika. So the colors we have given, the style we have given, we want every youngster to connect to Shakuntala, to Dushyanta, to the flowers, to the scenario. And so that's how we have designed the whole thing. In our productions, we craft everything: the colors, the set, the music. In classical music, there are certain instruments that we use, but here we have created with classical ragas symphony orchestration. How the Disney musicals are there, they have symphony orchestration with Western classical music. Here we have Indian classical music, but with symphony orchestration. And so I would like Naveen to play a portion of that. So you will see the flowers and emerging of the bee and the conversation between the bee and the flowers in Shakuntala. Ee light off ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? bee, the entry of the bee. Here, the bee is saying, the flowers threw me out. I was asking, but it's okay. I'll ask for another set of flowers. You know how it seems the bee communicates through dancing. The humming of the bee is like dance. So, ee huva illa andre eno innondu huvake hogtini. So that is the bee here saying. So let's see the bee. This is Parivritta Karana from Natya Shastra, but how we have adapted it to Kathak Chakkars that one can see. And Bhramarakam Karana, which is done by the Bhramara, the bee. Naveen, who's here? Huh?
Sangami Naham Nirgatiko Naham Nirmadhukaha Re Sumavarga Me Nasti Narma Sangami Naham Nirgatiko Naham Nirmadhukaha Jani Thamam Shakuntala Mukha Swadakam.
So now Shakuntala is introduced. It goes on, but I have cut it short and just showing glimpses. Now the entry of Shakuntala. You see? Huh? Okay. Yeah. Entry of Shakuntala.
Neela Kuntalam. Kuntalam, Kutila Kuntalam. Neela Kuntalam, Kutila Kuntalam. Chatulam Balam, Chatulam Balam. Hamsagatim Harinadrusham Hamsagatim Harinadrusham Kamalamukhim Latakatim Sumahasam Shashibhasam Sumahasam Shashibhasam Mayura Pincho Pamakesham.
Here we show her speaking to the flowers and taking care of them.
ఏకదా దుష్యంతో మృగయా సముద్యతో హరిణం లఘుచరణం రుచివరణం అనుధావన్ హరిణం లఘుచరణం రుచివరణం అనుధావన్.
Yes. If you see, the dancers themselves went and took there was a fabric there, it was green in color. They would have brought it in the beginning. We didn't show that part. But in a theatrical, how the artists themselves sometimes can become the prop. So they go and some of the girls sat for storytelling to listen to the story. The others went and became the landscaping. So in the same space, we showed landscaping where Betta, Gudda, the mountain and the little hill. And then how, this, to create that dramatic, canvas, that's how we did. Now, Dushyanta is going to see Shakuntala. She doesn't see him, but he sees her. She's watering the flowers where the bee is going to come and attack. In the description, Ganesh sir had mentioned that why Dushyanta fell in love immediately was, it seems, when she was chewing away the bee, her eyes were going in, what do you say, sir? The eyes of Shakuntala were so attractive that it was the way, so quickly that it was moving. At once, Dushyanta just fell in love, looking at that. So it's very difficult to show on stage, so we have tried our best to, So now we see a little, we have tried to bring in a little hasya there, between hasya shringara, between Shakuntala and Dushyanta. You can see, I don't have to explain that. You'll see that conversation.
Karo karayu nipatitau bhujau bhujabhyam valitau kimapi kimapi rahasi vanasi vaktum vadane vivrutte किमपि किमपि रहसि वनसि वक्तुं वदने विवृते हृदयलपितमपि तु विदितमेव तथैव.
Now, we'll just go to the last part. The last part is a very sweet part. This duet will happen, Shringara between Dushyanta and Shakuntala. We won't go into that. But interestingly, how the nature around also starts falling in love is what we have shown. When they sit on a jhula, how everything starts, swinging. When they are swinging on the swing, the whole nature is swinging along with them. And then we have recreated how the bee came and attacked. This is, remember, I said I'm telling the story through the eyes of the bee. The bee, we recap how it got hit, and we have created an action like slow motion on the stage. And then the swatting happens of the bee. Everything goes off, the light goes off, it becomes dark, and then the bee says, the story stops there,
And the bee says, it must have been, the night and dark, it was all night, and that there ended the story. So the idea here is, when we are having happy moments, we share them. When we are having embarrassing moments, we never share them. We try to do away by giving some reason or the other. And so that human aspect we have brought in the bee, where his embarrassing moment of getting spot, he never showed. He covered it up, and that's how we end that story also, the romance. Oh, that's where it's... So this was just one scene, how we give our interpretation. You can see the last scene. She's giving her the ring. You can see the bee following now. So we are going to the climax.
And from then it was all dark. I mean, it surely must have been the nightfall.
So that action of slow motion was real. We didn't do a slow motion in the video. Even on stage, Vimusha, Kuntala, and all the people on the stage have to be in sync to that. Nobody can move according to what their mind says. All of them have to subserve the situation and give themselves to the rasa, to necessary bhava to produce the required rasa, the slow motion effect. And believe me, every time we have staged this Shakuntala, this last slow motion act has been a super success. All over the world, people have loved it. They said, how did you do that on stage? On the video, we couldn't maybe capture it, but on stage, truly, it is very, very effective. And as dancers also, we take a great kick of doing these movements on stage. So this was dealing with... the bee is fainting. Like in a movie, how an important, or in a cricket match, how an important ball is shown in slow motion, Like that, on stage, we tried that kind of an act. As I said, it's a madness, but it went well. We'll go on to the next production. Shringara, if that is one main emotion, Veera is another. So here we have, from Mahabharata, we have taken Yuddha Veera Abhimanyu. Everybody knows the story of Abhimanyu. I will not go into the story of Abhimanyu. But here, how we have brought the elements, the sound of the womb, what he hears in the womb, which is unheard by anybody, which is also not clearly heard. We don't know what he heard, but the sound effect that we create of him listening to the direction from the womb, Those sounds we have incorporated here. And the Padma Vyuha, the Chakra Vyuha, how it can be done on the stage. We have shown the spiral, the patterning, the cross section, the various weapons that are used, but everything through Angika only. We have not used a prop there for the weapons, either through mushti, through spear, through swords, bow and arrow, for the fight sequences, for the animals, for the vehicles, we have used Gajakridita, Karana there, Ashwakranta there. So many animal movements that are there in the Natya Shastra, which has come to help in this production. So every choreographer or every choreography has something that we have to put in our thought. What do we want to say becomes very important, and then whatever we want to say, how we will say, how effectively we will say is again the next step. And everything has to come for that. So our intention of Abhimanyu was to show how valiantly he fought his Veera, how he just stood for righteousness, to fulfill the duties for dharma, and how he wanted to protect 16-year-old boy, but that feeling in him, which is there in every one of us. We all want to become something, we want to do something to achieve. So through Abhimanyu, this is what we were trying to find out. And so here you will see, I will show bits and pieces of Abhimanyu, and then we'll go into our last production for the evening. Yuddha Veera Abhimanyu. It was not about Karuna. The idea was not to evoke Karuna Rasa, because it can change to that. But here we kept to the Veera from the A point to the end. So you can see, I'll explain in between here. Volume. This is the sound of the womb. Yeah. The patterning, the warriors were moving in such a way that it was very difficult for Abhimanyu to penetrate and go into the center of the battlefield. The doors, they were moving in such a way that the doors were closing and opening in certain timing. So even musically, randomly they're closing and opening. And how he's jumping under and trying to reach to the center of the battlefield is what we have tried to attempt. There's another one which we go forward, where how when they were opening and closing in the patterning, the decoding, it has to happen in between, and then he went into the center of the war zone. But how people will know that he jumped in? We will show in the choreography like how the audience would move. So we rotate the whole, it's like rotating the whole stage, and audience will get to see the inside of that circle. So that's what we are showing now.
Go come, come, go come, go come, go come, go come, come, go come, go come, come, go come.
So he's going to jump in now.
Go come, go come, go come.
So we rotate here. So you see the inside. As we all know, Kurukshetra war, there were so many thousands of warriors. But on stage, with just few 8 people, 10 people, how can we create that many warriors? So we used the lighting technique and showed in a way that, one after the other, they kept coming. On stage, actually, when we are presenting this, to the people who are watching, it will feel like they're watching thousands of warriors. But it's just the 10 people who are going round and round and round and round again and again, coming into a shaft of light. So you can see the sample of that. This is Karihasta Gajakridita, how the warriors on the elephants came to attack him. Let's go forward. We'll go into the individual war. How the Kauravas attacked him against the warfare. There were rules. 2 people should not attack one warrior, or from behind people should not attack. People on the same vehicles could only attack, like the elephant, a warrior on the elephant could only attack another warrior on an elephant, but not on a horse, or a foot soldier could not. So there were rules in the warfare, but how the Kauravas went against everything and mercilessly massacred Abhimanyu. We're just going to the individual fights now. We have shown fighting with spear, fighting with bow and arrow and all, but I would like to go faster because we have Ramakatha Vismaya to share with you all. So we'll go to the individual. Yeah. This is this Mushti and Baku. We'll go to all the Kauravas coming together. Yes, Chur Hinde. Yeah. Two people attacking. Shalya kills his Ashwa. One kills the charioteer, one kills the destroys the chariot. Still he'll keep fighting. His kavacha is taken away. His kodanda is also broken. All his weapons are taken away.
सूर्यपदाक्रान्तः विन्ध्याचलवद्विक्रान्तः अभिमन्यु 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 अभिमन्यु.
I have to say, sir, Sandhya Surya Vadakrantaha Vindhya Chalavat Vikrantaha. Abhimanyu is the. Huh? It was the end of the day for Abhimanyu, but he rose like the sun. was the poetry. This entire poetry was written by Ganesh sir. The concept was given by Ganesh sir also, because to have the shollu in this is very special. They're all syllables taken from Natya Shastra. Mattam katita gatthang gantan, ghattan gatyuttantan gadhyam gaddin tadha, or kita kita makkuttam kukkukuttam ke kita tammar jaradeko, or gho magho kam. Even dandrom mandrom, all these things they're all just shushkaksharas. But we took them, fitted them to tala according to the scene that was required. So this was one mad attempt of Abhimanyu, which our Naveen is here. Get up, Naveen. He has played the role of both the bee you saw and Abhimanyu. So what it is it is not the person, it is the character. So this is what the greats Vyāsa Vālmīki Kālidāsa have given us, that how to feel the character, create an ambience, either with music or picturizing or anything. So you will see the same people. Now you will see as Rama, Lakshmana, all the other characters coming in. Sita, one of the warrior here will be playing Sita's character in this production that we are presenting. This morning Ganesh sir was talking about Krishna Karanamrita, Leela Shuka's song, Ramo Nama Babhuva, where Mother Yashoda is, making Krishna sleep, and she tells the story of Ramayana to Krishna. A very beautiful concept. I had learnt this dance, this Abhinaya piece from Kalanidhi Mami years ago, Nidrarthe Jananim. This she had taught us how to do in a solo. But I always wanted to develop on that and show how it is a fantasy for a child. As children, we all have heard Kumbhakarna stories, how Kumbhakarna was and all that. That fantasy, that imagination, it creates that, so there's so much of joy in us. So that's what, with that, we thought this concept of telling the story. And so what else can be better? The story of an ideal hero, Rama, told to an ideal child, Krishna, by an ideal mother, Yashoda, is what we have attempted here. Now the treatment given here is an absolute entertainment, all in awe, wonder. We called it Rama Katha Vismaya. So everything for a child becomes Vismaya. Even characters like Ravana is a Vismaya. Characters like Maricha, Zubahu, the golden deer. So the same Ramayana we see through the eyes of a child. So that's the whole, it's a 90-minute production. Our Ganesh sir has written Sahitya. He was very angry initially. He said he will not write the Sahitya because our requirement was very, very crazy. We wanted a very profound Sahitya to a Adu Bhashe, a colloquial, language conversation. And so he gave us a 50-page, he was so angry, he wrote 50 pages of lyrics for us. And then we had to choose from those 50 pages. But what came out was an amazing experience. This was done first live with, like a Broadway musical. It was attempted with 25 members of orchestra, 15 singers, and the rest were all, instrumentalists. We tried this in Ram Seva Mandali for the first time in 98. We tried that with live music. And then it was the whole process. This is one thing. Choreography, the process is so beautiful. How the Sahitya comes together, Sangeeta comes together. We had in our whole house, in every corner of the house, we have singers singing, the person feeding the music into the computer, the dance choreography happening. Every room was occupied. It was a massive work with 100 artists. 100 artists from dance and theatre background, and then musicians also. So we'll show you glimpses of Ramakatha Vismaya. As I said, it is the story of Rama and Krishna coming together. So we opened with a very spectacular dance of the peacock feathers and then the bow and arrow. So I would like to start with that. 2008, 11 years ago, this was created. So you can see now the bow and arrow, the girls represent Krishna with the peacock feathers, and the boys, if you see, we have a lot of good-looking people. Children get very attracted to good-looking people. And so, we put good-looking people here. For children, not for me.
ಓಡದಿರೋಡದಿರೋಡದಿರೈ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಓಡದಿರೋಡದಿರೋಡದಿರೈ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಆಡುವುದೇ ಬಿರು ಬೇಸಿಗೆಯೊಳು ನಿನ್ನಂದ ಆನಂದ ಓಡದಿರೋಡದಿರೋಡದಿರೈ ಗೋವಿಂದ ಕೋಪವೇನೋ ಕಂದ ತಾಪವೇನೋ ಮುಕುಂದ ಕೋಪವೇನೋ ಕಂದ ತಾಪವೇನೋ ಮುಕುಂದ ಈ ಪರಿಯ ಸಂತಾಪ ಪ್ರಲಾಪವೇನೋ ತಪ್ಪಾಯಿತೋ ದೊರೆಯೇ ಸೊಪ್ಪಾದೆನೋ ಸಿರಿಯೇ ತಪ್ಪಾಯಿತೋ ದೊರೆಯೇ ಸೊಪ್ಪಾದೆನೋ ಸಿರಿಯೇ ಉಪ್ಪು ತುಪ್ಪಾನ ತಿನ್ನೆ ಬರ್ತೇನೋ.
So she takes Krishna to tell the story. We have taken, interestingly, I mean, this takes actually a whole 2-hour session, sir, but I have to, make it fast. Every character is introduced in a very, very different mode. Here, the story is, okay, the story is communicated where Ayodhya is introduced by the inmates of Ayodhya itself, and the Sahitya is so specially written. I don't know what to call that. Vinokti Alankara, where by saying no, 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 it is saying yes, 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 yes. For example, to say the soldiers are so jobless because there are no enemies only. And there is no no in the education system. The kitchen is never, kitchen never stops cooking. There was so prosperity. People ದಾನ ಮಾಡೋಣವೆಂದರೆ ಯಾರು ಯಾಚಕರೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. Even if people want to give away dana, there were no seekers. There was so much of prosperity. So this kind of very interesting way of communicating. This is in Kannada. We'll just show you the Ayodhya scene in a glimpse. Yeah. There are nobody to buy the lock because nobody locks the house. There is no theft that happens. So Ayodhya, the prosperity of Ayodhya is portrayed in this way.
ನಮ್ಮ ಜನಗಳ ಸುನೀತಿಯ ಕಂಡು ಸತ್ಯಲೋಕ ಹೌಹಾರಿದೆ.
ಶತ್ರುಗಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಬಳ ದಂಡವಾಯಿತಲ್ಲ, ಶತ್ರುಗಳೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಬಳ ದಂಡವಾಯಿತಲ್ಲ. ಸಗರಿಗಮ ಪಮಗರಿಗ ಗಮ ಪ ಸ ಪ ಪದ ಮ ಪ ಗಮ ಪ ಮ ಪ ಸ ಗರಿ ಗ ಮ ಗರಿ ಸ ಸ ನಿ ದ ಪ ಗರಿ ಸ ನಿ ದ ಪ ಪ ಮ ಗರಿ ಸ ಗರಿ ಸ ನಿ ದ ಪ ಪ ಮ ಗರಿ ಸ ಗರಿ ಸ ನಿ ದ ಪ ಪ ಮ ಗರಿ ಸ. ದಾನ ಮಾಡೋಣವೆಂದರೆ ಯಾರು ಯಾಚಕರೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ದಾನ ಮಾಡೋಣವೆಂದರೆ ಯಾರು ಯಾಚಕರೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬೀಗವ ಕೊಳ್ಳುವರೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳ್ಳರಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೀಗವ ಕೊಳ್ಳುವರೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳ್ಳರಿಲ್ಲ. ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಾಗಿಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಒಳಗೆ ವಿಶ್ರಾಂತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ.
The cooking here, continuously there is cooking, you can see. And people are feeding.
ಶಾಲೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಎನ್ನುವ ಪದ ಕಲಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಎನ್ನುವ ಪದ ಕಲಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.
The farmer comes and says that my negilu has become the plow. The plow has gone to white hands because there is forever growth in the crops, that there is no need to sow the seeds again. There's so much of prosperity, and we have incorporated the Yadaka Kridita Karana in this place. You can see, which is a very folk based, but it is very, very Natya Shastra movement, Yadaka Kridita. Yeah. So, without even sowing, things are growing. The land is so fertile that it's going by itself, and so on. So, the whole city of Ayodhya is celebrating. We move on to the next scene where power is shown. Here, there is a constant comparison to Krishna and Rama and Krishna and Rama. It says Rama was so valorous, Rama was this, Rama was that, to get the child, like how any mother would tell the child, you should become powerful, you should become great like this. To Krishna, Yashoda is saying this thing. So here we have, you will see in choreography, I would like the dancers to see how the space is being utilized. Though there is a group, there should never be a clutter on stage. Everybody gets their own space. Nobody should stand behind each other. Everybody's emotion, expression becomes of utmost importance. There is a misnomer, misconception that doing a group is any lesser than solo. But doing in a group, one learns a lot about so many things, about space, about timing, about understanding. We should know when to move, we should know when not to move. We should know how much to move and how much to honor another person's movement too. So there are a lot of values that come in. Everybody comes together as several limbs to form one body, and that one body is communicating. So here we now go to the Veera Rasa, where Rama and Lakshmana are introduced. You will see even the choice of casting Rama and Lakshmana, they have to look like brothers. So you will see. Rama and Lakshmana are practicing warfare. This is something very special Ganesh sir has written, incorporating the Natya Shastra sthanakas. There are male sthanakas, Alida, Pratyalida, Vaishnava, and all that. How in Sahitya it should also apply, and also in movement it enhances the war, the stretching and pulling of the bow and arrow. It has been incorporated here. Yes. So this was Rama Lakshmana's entry. Then we go to Maricha and Subahu. See, for a child, even demons are very, very attractive. So here also we put for demons, Maricha and Subahu, a dance that is very different to what Rama and Lakshmana does, of course. But there also how they synchronize. And there the Adu Bhashe that I said in the Sahitya, which has been adopted. We used even the voices as jatis. Ahum, 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 ahum. So in live music, imagine 15-20 people are in chorus saying ahum, ahum, ahum. The chanting, for the demons, but yet it was so effective. We're going to see the demons Maricha and Subahu now. This is Unmattam Karana. In the Sahitya, it says, ಆನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಚೆಂಡಿನಂತೆ ಎಸೆಯುತ್ತಾಡೋಣ. Even the demons are having great fun. Like how when two villains come together, they'll create a ruckus. Here they're saying, let us take the elephants and play ball with that. And so even musically, he has tuned it like, ಆನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಚೆಂಡಿನಂತೆ ಎಸೆಯುತ್ತಾಡೋಣ, where the ಆನೆ, even that the vowel was, stretched to bring, to enhance. So there, the error does not happen in breaking the Sahitya, but that error itself becomes enhancing the rasa there. Talasamsphotitam, Karana. To make those huge hulks do it, sir, it is quite a challenge. So I was saying, Natya Shastra moves are so difficult. To make those hulks dance, to get to do them, to do Talasamsphotitam, Unmatam was not easy. To create this dance, I have worked so much, trying to make the dance look very weird and different other than what is seen Naya Najuku of classical. We have to break away from that. So we now go forward. Rama Lakshmana comes and kills Ramarita Subahu. All that the child will see and get maha excited. We pass the Sita Swayamvara. We have not focused on Shringara here. We have kept to Vismaya. So for the Sita Swayamvara, interestingly, we highlighted on the bow. Usually in dance, we do a big sanchari of how different kings came, tried the bow, they could not lift the bow, and Ravana also came and tried, it could not happen, and then Rama came and lifted the bow, and that is what usually in all our dance concerts we have done. But here, we wanted to highlight the bow itself. So Ganesh sir wrote a very nice song, a concept of these 8 jokers, Vidushakas, they are the soldiers, they are bringing the bow. They are not able to make out what it is that is so heavy and they're bringing it. They are not intelligent. Each one is trying to describe through his eye. One is saying, what is this? Is this a mantapa? Is this a pillar? The other one is saying, no, this is something else. No, this was. So each one is trying to describe. And then this pushing and pulling, we created a song with that. It's like saying, ippadi, appadi, ippadi, appadi. In Kannada, it's hige, hage, hige, hage, push this way, that way, this way, that way. So this way, that way itself became a song. So we created a comedy there. How this whole Shiva Dhanus is brought, and they sing a whole 8-minute song in that, trying to describe. Finally, when Rama comes and lifts the bow, they say, oh my God, this is a bow, we didn't even know this, So a hasya element we brought in here, and then the Sita Swayamvara happens. Shall we skip and go? We go to Panchavati? Yeah, we'll go to Panchavati. Now, this is something very, very interesting. After the Sita Swayamvara, we know the story, and Yashoda is telling Panchavati. Now, this entire Panchavati, we visualized how every creeper, bird, animal was so excited that Rama was coming. See, from this angle, nobody views how everybody got excited that Rama was coming. Nature, how it responds to good people. The same nature, how it responds when Shurpanakha comes and when Ravana comes. This contrast also we have tried to bring in here. So you will see Panchavati, the excitement of Rama, and Ganesh sir has written Sahitya in that so beautifully. Marave Toranava Kattito. The tree itself created the Torana, the festoons, yeah. And Balli Hoogalane Hasito. The creeper themselves laid the carpet of flowers and welcomed. And Kogile, the koils gave the welcome song. There was a welcome drink given to Rama. And the peacocks did an entertainment. The peacocks and all the other birds and animals entertained Rama, Lakshmana and Sita. What an amazing thing. You go into a completely forest and then the whole forest welcomes you and you're so enamored. Sita is so enamored by all these things. So you will see very briefly, we will do the Panchavati sequence. Here again, music has been used. The word Rama, how it has been used in music. Like they get excited. Each one is saying Rama, 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 Gari Gariga, Ma na na na, na 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 na, Ma Swara Sahitya is mixed into that. And Rama, 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 Tak Tak Dama, Rama, Rama. It's like, imagine a whole, drums playing Rama, 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 and everybody's, doing a jig on Rama. This is what. Who knows what goes on in their mind? The birds and animals. They could be having a great time. We are only having pity and all those things. Their world is an amazing world. So we show the world of the birds and animals here. Please come. A parrot will come and give the news that Rama is coming.
ಹೂಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಸಿತು ಮರವೇ ತೋರಣವ ಕಟ್ಟಿತು ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಹೂಗಳನ್ನು ಹಾಸಿತು ಬಾಳೆ
Next. Yeah. We are going to continue this from another video because the camera work didn't show the peacocks. I was unhappy. So I'm just going to another video which shows. Huh? Alla, peacock dance. Peacock did the Mayura Lit Karana. They have to show them. Okay, Naveen decided to cut the peacocks. We'll go forward. Maybe we'll bring Ramakatha Vismaya to this place and do the peacock dance here. No problem. As I said, all the animals and all, you just saw the grandeur of it, the whole scale of how the fantasy is being created. Now the same birds and animals, when Shurpanaka comes, how they respond. And Shurpanaki also, the character, how we have taken is, I play the character in that. Both the demon Shurpanaki and the Maya Shurpanaki. The changeover happens on stage. You can see that. Yeah. You see on the left corner, that's me. You're not showing from the other.
ಹಂಸಹಾರಿತು ನಡಿಗೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತಂಸವಾಯಿತು ಮಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಂಸಹಾರಿತು ನಡಿಗೆಗೆ ಉತ್ತಂಸವಾಯಿತು ಮಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆಯ ಕಲನಾದ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಬಾಗಿಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿಳಿಯಿತು ಕೋಗಿಲೆಯ ಕಲನಾದ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಬಾಗಿಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿಳಿಯಿತು ಕಣ್ಬೀಗಿ ತಾವರೆಯಾಯಿತು ಕಣ್ಬೀಗಿ ತಾವರೆಯಾಯಿತು ಚಂದ್ರನ ಕಿತಾನಾದಳು ಶರದಿಂದು ಮುಖಿ ಮುಗುಳಾದಳು ಚಂದ್ರನ ಕಿತಾನಾದಳು.
The challenge here is she has become a beautiful woman, but her demon characters have not gone. So you'll see she's going in and out of the beautiful and ugly feel inside. And so that is what you'll see the contrast. Yeah.
ಶರದಿಂದು ಮುಖಿ ಮುಗುಳಾದಳು ನೀರಿಗೆ ಚಿಮ್ಮಿಸಿ ನಗೆಯ ಹೊಮ್ಮಿಸಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಂದಳು ಮೈಮರೆಗೆ ಸಂದಳು ರಾಮನ ಮೈಮರೆಗೆ ಸಂದಳು ಶ್ಯಾಮನ.
She measures in.
ನನಗೆ ನೀ ಸರಿ ನಿನಗೆ ನಾ ಸರಿ ನನಗೆ ನೀ ಸರಿ ನಿನಗೆ ನಾ ಸರಿ ನನಗೆ ನೀ ಸರಿ ನಿನಗೆ ನಾ ಸರಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮದುವೆಯು ಸರಿ ಸರಿ ಸಂಸಾರ ಸರಿ ಭವ ಭವ ಹರಿ.
ಅಯ್ಯಯ್ಯೋ ತಡವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲವೋ ಚಲುವೆ.
He says it's too late.
ಅಯ್ಯಯ್ಯೋ ತಡವಾಯ್ತಲ್ಲವೋ ಚಲುವೆ ಕೈಯ ಹಿಡಿದೆನು ಈ ಸೀತೆ.
He says, I'm Ekapatni Vrata. She says, what's Ekapatni Vrata? She doesn't understand that concept. She says, oh, one wife. Fine, I shall eat Sita. And I'll be your wife.
ಕಾಡಿನ ಒಲವೇ ಕೈಯ ಹಿಡಿದೆನು ಈ ಸೀತೆಯ ಕಾಡಿನ ಒಲವೇ ಏಕಪತ್ನಿ ವ್ರತನು
ಏಕಪತ್ನಿ ವ್ರತ
ಏಕಪತ್ನಿ ವ್ರತನು ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮನ ಕೇಳು ನೀನು, ಅವನೇ ಸರಿ ನಿನಗವನೇ ದೊರೆ ಸರಿ ಸರಿಸು ದೂರಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಸಗೆ, ಅವನೇ ಸರಿ ನಿನಗವನೇ ದೊರೆ ಸರಿ ಸರಿಸು ದೂರಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಸಗೆ.
He directs her to Lakshmana. But Lakshmana is actually sharpening his weapon.
ಆಯಿತಾಯ್ತು ಧಾವಿಸುವೆನು ಅತ್ತಲತ್ತಲೆ, ಆಯಿತಾಯ್ತು ಧಾವಿಸುವೆನು ಅತ್ತಲತ್ತಲೆ. ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ 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 ನಾ ಲಂಕೇಶ್ವರನ ಅನುಜೆ.
He doesn't hear.
ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ನಾ ಲಂಕೇಶ್ವರನ ಅನುಜೆ, ಸುಪ್ರೇಮದಿಂಬಳಿ ಬಂದೆ ಮೋಹ ಸೃಜೆ. ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ನಾ ಲಂಕೇಶ್ವರನ ಅನುಜೆ, ಸುಪ್ರೇಮದಿಂಬಳಿ ಬಂದೆ ಮೋಹ ಸೃಜೆ. ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ.
ರಾಮನ ಸೇವಕ ನಾನು, ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನ ಭಾವಕ ನಾನು.
She said servant. Even if he's serving him,
ರಾಮನ
he looks very
ಸೇವಕ
good.
ನಾನು, ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನ ಭಾವಕ ನಾನು. ದಾಸನಿಗೆಲ್ಲಿಯ ಮದುವೆ, ದಾಸಿಯಾಗೆ ನೀ ತರವೇ. ದಾಸನಿಗೆಲ್ಲಿಯ ಮದುವೆ, ದಾಸಿಯಾಗೆ
Her fangs
ನೀ
will come out
ತರವೇ.
now. So you'll hear double voice now.
ಅವನು ದಾಸನಂತೆ,
Her voice changed. She's getting into a demon.
ನೀನೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸುವುದಂತೆ. ಅವನು ದಾಸನಂತೆ, ನೀನೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸುವುದಂತೆ. ಈ ಸೀತೆಯ ಕೊಂದು ತಿಂದು ನಾನಾಗುವೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಬಂಧು. ಈ ಸೀತೆಯ ಕೊಂದು ತಿಂದು ನಾನಾಗುವೆ ನಿನ್ನ ಬಂಧು.
So we go back to that phase. We have another 5 minutes of this presentation and then we shall end this. So that's Shurpanaka went. Now we show the magical deer. This is something very special. To introduce the magic deer, the golden deer, we introduced a whole deer school. There is a head teacher training all the little deer how to eat grass, how to look this way, how to be safe. So we created a whole, in an ashrama, you can imagine, there is a head teacher, a deer, and then it's giving all the instruction, and all the instruction is written in Natya Shastra language. Agre sarata, agre sarata, agre sarata, deen tom, vame valata, turn to the left, turn to the left, turn to the left, look here, take the fresh grass and eat. Trinam charata, navatrinam vicharata. Trinam charata, navatrinam vicharata. Sachim kuruta, sachim kuruta, sachim kuruta, kuruta, kuruta. How the eyes have to move. The deer's eyes are very beautiful now, attractive. So it is showing, the head teacher is showing how to make the eyes attractive. Like how we have in dance class, how to give exercises to the eyes. So the head teacher is training, and then it keeps a game. Who will jump the highest? And the highest jumping will be the golden deer. So that's how we introduce the golden deer. So we'll just see the deer school very quickly.
Varata,
volume. Use the eyes, she says.
Sachin kurta, sachin kurta, sachin kurta, 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 sachin kurta, sachin kurta, sachin kurta, 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 sachin kurta, sachin kurta, sachin kurta, 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 sachin kurta, sachin kurta, sachin kurta, kurta, kurta. Tom, 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 kalgum balgada, kalgum balgada, kalgum balgada, kalgum balgada. Tom, 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 prachim bhajata tom, prachim bhajata tom, prachim bhajata tom, prachim bhajata tom, 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 prachim bhajata, 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 prachim bhajata tom, 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 grivam chalata, grivam chalata, grivam chalata 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 tom, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, trinam chalata, navadranam vichalata, trinam chalata, navadranam vichalata, trinam chalata, navadranam vichalata, trinam chalata, navadranam vichalata tom, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
Plutim prakurita.
Prakurita ding dong, plutim prakurita ding dong, plutim prakurita ding dong, plutim prakurita ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, plutim prakurita, 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 plutim prakurita ding dong, 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 ding dong.
ನೆಲದೊಳಗಿನ ಹೊರ ಚಿಮ್ಮಿರಲು
ನೆಲದೊಳಗಿನ ಹೊರ ಚಿಮ್ಮಿರಲು
It looked like the gold sprung out of earth. The golden deer wants to be with the rest of the deer, but they're all scared.
ಬಾನಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ತಾರಕೆ ಜಾರಿರಲು
ಬಾನಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ತಾರಕ ಜಾರಿರಲು
ಆಯಿತೇನು ಈ ಜಿಂಕೆ ಮೋಸವಿಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಶಂಕೆ
ಆಯಿತೇನು ಈ ಜಿಂಕೆ ಮೋಸವಿಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಶಂಕೆ
ರತ್ನದ ಗೊರಸು
ರತ್ನದ ಗೊರಸು
ವಜ್ರದ ಕೊಂಬು
ವಜ್ರದ ಕೊಂಬು
ವೈಡೂರ್ಯದ ಮೊಗ ಮಾಣಿಕ ನೇತ್ರ
ವೈಡೂರ್ಯದ ಮೊಗ ಮಾಣಿಕ ನೇತ್ರ
ಮಣಿಮಯ ಮಾಯಾಮೃಗ.
Yes. So, Manimaya Maya Mriga Bhaya Bhayavo Jaga, Vanajaga. There is fear in amongst the deer. Who is this magical Maya golden deer? So on we go with the story. Here one concept, how Sita in one kshana, in 1 second, her desire separated herself from her Lord, Rama. We show this entire action actually in slow moving, and then suddenly that second comes and the split happens. So it's not very effective here. On stage is effective, so you can just see this partial. See this? It's split Rama and Sita. That's it. So he went away. Rama just went away. We now come to the last scene of Ravana. As we all know, Ravana has 10 heads, and we all think Ravana's 10 heads are on the side. I don't think so. I think Ravana's heads can be anywhere, everywhere. And so that was the concept we created. As I said, fantasy and how we can bring in the 10 heads of Ravana. Here we made a whole jig of Ravana. Ravana, 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 and how the fear is inculcated in everybody there about Ravana. So we created a special effect on stage where through UV lights, we just make the heads come on the stage. Only the heads come without the Ravana. And then when Ravana comes, people associate. So how we can build curiosity in children? We don't tell stories directly to children. We always give a lot of build-up. And that's what we gave build-up for Ravana. You can just see that. See that? Horizontally it's going. Of Ravana, please. So here you'll see the 20 hands of Ravana, how it comes.
ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನಿಂದ ವರಗಳನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಸುರನರ ಮುನೀಂದ್ರರನ್ನು ಕಾಡಿದ ಬಗೆದಾಡಿದ ರಾವಣ ಸರ್ವಲೋಕ ವಿದ್ರಾವಣ ಸರ್ವಲೋಕ ವಿದ್ರಾವಣ
So how a prop has to be moved through choreography is an attempt here. Alle, they're doing the mise.
ಲೋಕಗಳ ಸುಂದರಿಯರ ಸೆರೆ ಹಿಡಿದು ಹಿಂಸಿಸಿದ ಕಾಮುಕ ಕಲಕಾಮಕ ರಾವಣ ಮಾನಿನಿ ಜನರ ಮಾರಣ ರಾವಣ ಮಾನಿನಿ ಜನರ ಮಾರಣ.
He sees Sita now and how he transformed. Here we don't show him transforming into a sannyasi. We show how the sannyasi personality comes out as an alter ego. And we show both of them simultaneously. You can see the effect of it, how it looks. So that is Ravana also.
ಬಂದನಾಗ ವಂಚನೆಗಳಿಗಾಗರ ಕಪಟಯತಿ ಕಳಾಧಮ ಧೂರ್ತ ಕೃತ್ಯ ಸಾಗರ ಬಂದನಾಗ ವಂಚನೆಗಳಿಗಾಗರ ಕಪಟಯತಿ ಕಳಾಧಮ ಧೂರ್ತ ಕೃತ್ಯ ಸಾಗರ ಲಂಕೇಶ್ವರ ದುರ್ಭರ 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 ಲಂಕೇಶ್ವರ ದುರ್ಭರ ದುರ್ಭರ ದುರ್ಭರ
ಭವತಿ ಭಿಕ್ಷಾಂ ದೇಹಿ
Diksham Dehi.
Yes. So that was the part of Ravana, and as at the end, this alter ego will go away, and Ravana will abduct Sita and go. And as we have seen in the shloka, Saumitre kwa dhanur dhanur iti, and Ganesh sir wrote our Bilva Mangala here. He wrote Lakshmana billelli billelli yelli. There, Saumitre kwa dhanur dhanur dhanuriti. Here, Lakshmana billelli billelli yelli 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 billelli. So how he gave a punch on that. And then Yashoda is all shocked that what happened? I was telling a story. Why did he overreact like this? Oh my God, some drishti must have fallen on you. And as a beautiful, good mother, she will take the drishti and will say, that's all. That's all the story is for today. Because you see, you're scared now. You need to sleep now. And she'll make him sleep. That's where our Ramakatha Vismaya ends. So we didn't take it. We didn't show Rama Ravana Yuddha and then all those things. Because then that concept of storytelling and putting a child to sleep. So, but through the eyes of the child, how a fantasy we can all feel. Because I believe in every one of us, there is a child which loves to be entertained, forgetting all our worries, responsibilities and difficulties of the world. How we can enjoy through art, through music, through poetry, through dance. And the Margadarshis are those great mastros who are the greatest and greatest of top-notch entertainers. And we are only, taking fragments of those and then trying to incorporate in our own way. But I have to tell you something. In art, like in solos, how every day there is scope for development. Even in big productions, there is scope for development. And Rajendra and I, we have, I can proudly say, we have consecrated our lives, pledged our lives to see how better and better and better we can do in art. And this is out of sheer love and passion, and we need the blessings of all elders and support of all, well-wishers and art lovers. Because Indian art as an entertainment, yet there is a big confusion. Because there is a set of conservationists who wants to say that this is worship, this is worship, this is worship. And there is so much of seriousness put into that students are scared to innovate. Students are scared to create. And same with Natya Shastra movements, people are so scared to even do Natya Shastra movements. Why not? It is Shastra, it is given to us. It's a 5,000-year-old tradition. Why hesitate to do? As long as we know the auchitya, where to put, how much to put, that is there is nothing called, right or wrong. There is good and bad. There is beautiful and ugly. So, they have shown us the way to feeling beautiful and fine feelings, and that's what we're all trying to do. So there are young people here, have no confusions. You have the great masters here, young masters here. Take their help. You have good music support, So create, innovate, and try. If you fail, you get up and you do again. Because for us to get here, we have tried for the past 20 years. 25 years, we've been trying, falling down, getting up, being criticized, yet we go, forward and doing. Because we are trying to explore ourselves and see what we can do with art. It's nothing to prove to anybody. This is just to see what we can, attempt and enjoy. In the whole process, I must say, it's the most enjoyable feeling. We have Naveen here participating. We have Sohini here. She was part of the Deer. We have Shweta here. She was part of it. Rajendra is here, our Srinivas is here, their daughter Rohini is also part of it, you can see. So, along with them, there are 100 artists. So, every rehearsal is such a enjoyment. Ganesh sir has also come for many of our rehearsals and told us. So, this is our humble offering for this, evening's sharing session. Thank you so much for inviting us and to give us this opportunity to share. Thank you.